Hey,
yes sir.
we live.
We back at
it, bro. Back at it.
Back at it.
Hey, confessions. We bringing confessions to the Super Bowl. Confessions to the Super Bowl.
Jay does it again, man.
The promo, the marketing, everything that led up to it was fire. He got the phone call. The NFL marketed the heck out of it and got Marshawn Lynch, Deion Sanders,
Tim K.
Come on now, fire, man.
Yeah, it was dope.
I don't know why this feels.
Shout out to Jay, man.
Shout out to Jay. This 3 in a row. 3 in a row. He had the whole West Coast with Dre, Snoop.
Now he started with the Shakira and J-Lo joint. That was the first one he did.
Okay, that was
and then he did the Weekend.
And then the week. Oh yeah, he has been there since.
Yeah.
So it's been multiple. It's been multiple for real. And I feel like with the culture really loved is the last two, as far as the West Coast Dre, Snoop. 50.
He's done things that have made sense.
Correct.
Honestly, he's done things that made sense.
And this
makes sense. Usher has been the hottest thing in Vegas.
Correct.
For the last 2 years.
Yes.
He'll probably be back. I mean, they'll have to throw him a bag to be back, and he'll be back. I mean,
what songs does he play? So I got to hear Lovers and Friends. Nah,
please bring Luda and John out. Please bring Luda and John out because has to be played.
Gotta be played.
Yeah, gotta be played.
And he gotta play some pop songs. So
Oh My Gosh is getting played.
Facts.
These are guys fall in love again getting played.
I think what's it called?
You don't have to call it getting played.
Call is another one, definitely. But you make me want to. That probably
Superstar probably getting played.
Superstar has to get played.
Called Up probably getting played.
Like, and at least three of his pop.
I'm trying to think of all the songs Rihanna did because it's 15 minutes.
He has to play.
And he's gonna dance.
I'm not gonna lie to you. He has to play nice and slow. He has to. He has to like come out to that. I'm in the top cruising in the street. Yeah. Everybody singing that joint when he. Come on now. Gotta play nice and slow. This why
he gonna dance.
He different because at a Super Bowl we pretty much don't want if that's in your catalog, that's in your catalog, but we don't want a slow down version of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the tempo of it, frequency. We want something more upbeat.
Yeah,
he has to.
He's got to do some slow stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
At least to start it off, set the tone, whatever. And then crank it up from there.
Yeah, because
it's gonna go off. Now, please bring Luda and John out, please. Oh my gosh,
that's gonna be fire.
Please,
that's gonna be fire.
That's gonna be fire.
That's gonna be fire. And I honestly, I think he can. It's so many other people he can bring out. As far as I don't think he even needs a feature. As far as
I think if he brings anyone out, he brings out those two just for the song. Only because with the Super Bowl, it's you want to me personally. I think every artist done this. You want to refrain from bringing too many people out. Like if you get an opportunity to perform at the Super Bowl, that's your opportunity.
Right, it's your opportunity.
I'm gonna smoke this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I might have one surprise for you, but for the most part, I'm here because I got catalog. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna smoke this. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Dre and Snoop thing, they had enough acts, but if they had to bring a guy out, 50.
Right, correct.
We're gonna give you 50 for at least one verse. Correct. Just to spice it up. But for the most part, we got catalog. Mm-hmm. We can do this. The J-Lo and them, they had Bad Bunny come out. I don't think the Weeknd brought anybody out.
And then when people don't understand, it's not enough time. It may seem
like a lot of time. It's 13 minutes.
Come on,
15.
It's 12 to 13 minutes. And especially if you have a catalog as these superstars.
And songs are 3 minutes apiece.
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
People don't realize that, man. I be trying to tell people when they think that their favorite act can do an arena, I be like, fam, you need catalog. He got catalog, bruh, a song is 3 minutes long. Yeah, to do an arena, you need at least a headline. You need at least 2 hours worth of music that everybody knows.
And that's kind of
to be a headliner on a regular tour, you need at least an hour's worth of music.
And then Super Bowl, come on now.
So it's you got people who people trying to figure out how come Ice Spice ain't doing what's she gonna tour? She got an EP out. Mm-hmm. Maybe got 4 songs. What's she gonna tour? With what she could be an opener. Correct. But what catalog can she tour? The whole reason you go on tour is you tour the album because the album gives you enough music. Now once you become a legacy act, now you've got
your catalog separation.
You gotta have catalog. Everybody doesn't have catalog.
Good,
you gotta. You gotta have 2 hours worth of music that everybody knows. A song is 3 minutes at the most. You're not even gonna do every song, so it's you gotta have enough to a point where you could switch sets. 50, he can do whatever. He been switching the set list around a little bit. Chris Brown has enough songs that he can do. You know what I'm saying? Drake. One thing I love about watching Jay-Z, every time I watch him, it's a different set list. I'm like, there's very few guys in rap that can do that. They can do any song he wants, and people know it. I'm like, that's like catalog. Certain guys got enough catalog, but this is it. Like, you know, these songs are getting played. Like Jay and Ye, I've seen them do song sets where they've done just like B-side cuts. Just, you don't even like, you wouldn't expect it to be performed, but everyone knows it's something. Like, very few guys can do that. Yeah, like Drake could do it, Cole could probably do it. They can do it they can do any song they want.
Sure. And that catalog,
that's work.
That separates you from being great, good, and iconic. Bro.
It's like Rihanna and Usher. There were probably plenty of songs that they could have did in the Super Bowl, but they pick a few. But it's the fact that they have the option. That's what makes it difficult. Like, if you don't have that type of option, you can't.
You already know what is expected. Like, one of the main points of this is for us to be unexpected of what's about to be played. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna still have conversations of what he should have played, but regardless of anything, he has the catalog to play.
You got the catalog to do it, man.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, shout out to Jay, man. He's done things that have made sense. Cause it's just like, you got to do things that make sense. I think in the past,
definitely makes sense. Vegas.
In the past, the Super Bowl hadn't done stuff like that. Like, I think when they was in Atlanta, they did Maroon 5. That was the last. That was right before they did. That was the last one before Jay-Z switch over, I think. They did Maroon 5, and they brought out Big Boy and Travis Scott.
That was like 2016.
Yeah, they brought out Big Boy and Travis Scott. And while Maroon 5 is great, I love Maroon 5.
Read the room.
But it's like, read the room. You got acts that got catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I do hope Chris Brown gets picked.
That year we really wanted the Migos. I remember that year. You remember it was Atlanta and that was the Patriots versus.
You could have did something like.
Or they could have did Outkast.
They could have did something like similar. I don't know. 3 Stack would have agreed. But that's the only issue that would have hit up with that.
Atlanta, they could have did many options.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they could have did something like what he did with the LA thing. You could have picked multiple guys, even if you felt like, okay, these guys aren't enough. Outkast is enough, but we don't know if 3 Stacks wants to do it. That's like the only hiccup. Like, that's the only thing. Like that's why they haven't toured, because 3 Stacks does not want to do it. And that's fine. Okay, we can get this guy, and this guy. Correct. And it will still be great. You gotta do things that make sense. I love Maroon 5. Maroon 5 is great. Maroon 5 is dope. But for Atlanta, that just didn't make sense.
But like you said, this makes sense.
This makes perfect sense. It's in Vegas. He's been the hottest thing in Vegas. Bro. The hottest thing in Vegas the last 2 years. Like, this has been their main attraction. He bringing more people to Vegas than the Raiders. Yeah. Right. Like, facts.
And it's crazy because it's only 5,000, 6,000 people in that venue, and he's.
But the wait list is
and they're also selling out, right? Selling out because you're doing a weekend residency every weekend. Daggone there, but
it's gone viral. Like, I don't know how many different times. Like,
perfect.
Went viral the other night with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Like,
perfect time.
You know, so Usher is just great, man. Like, this is going to be dope. I think everybody said it before when they found out it was going to be. I think everybody had said they wanted to do Usher. So I think, I like that. I think there's people like Jay and his team they're paying attention to the culture. I hope he sees all the tweets that people want for Chris Brown. I'm here to tell you, as someone who has seen him live, as someone who has watched his performance over the years, if you told Chris Brown he could do the Super Bowl, that would probably be one of the best performances in the last decade. Yeah. He's that good. That's a good he takes it that seriously.
Like he definitely should be a feature in that one.
He takes it that seriously. Like, he cares. If you told him he had that opportunity,
right? He can. He can headline it,
man.
Because it's strictly entertainment.
He's not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna disappoint. Oh, look, here we go.
For sure, absolutely. And shout out to the GOAT. It's GOAT Day.
Oh yeah, shout out to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is 41.
Come on now.
This is weird to say.
Now I feel old.
This is weird to say.
Because we grew up, every time I looked up, it was only felt like, by like 10 years apart. We were like 12, 13 years apart. And it just a testament to how long Wayne been in the rap game.
Lil Wayne is one of those guys that have been around so long, you forget they're not that old because they started real young. Like Beyonce, she's like 41. Right, she just turned 41. She's not that old. Chris Brown's another guy. You swear Chris Brown would be in his 40s. He's like 34. Right. He's been doing this since he was 14. Rihanna's also only 34. She's been doing this since she was a teenager. Like, they just been around for so long. Like, but they're not that old. Like, so heck, Nas just turned 50.
Right, 50. And that surprised me. Not
he just turned 50.
But it's just like, hey man, that black don't crack too. But also, man, with this Wayne album coming up, you got the mixtape. mixtape coming out.
It better be good because all the Young Money is getting on my nerves right now.
The Fix is young before the 6, bro. Come on.
It needs to be good because all three of them getting on my nerves right now.
Come on, they could have performed at the Super Bowl. That's a lot. It was Usher in between Young Money. They perform at the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, they gonna set that down.
That was my.
They gonna set that down. They shut that down.
Other than
easily.
Usher, that was my vote. Was definitely having
them three would they would go crazy. They would go crazy.
I mean, all of them about to come out with projects. So
well, they need to be good because they all getting on my nerves. Drake with his hairstyles. That last song Wayne put out, I didn't like. Nicki is condoning those dumb antics by her husband. All three of y'all getting on my nerves. This music better hit.
Right.
Guess what? Because all three of y'all getting on my nerves right now.
All of them legends. I ain't saying they can just do anything, but they legends. Like they stand. I'm famous enough that their music I will forgive everything. Exactly.
If their music is fire, it's like all right, cool.
It really matter. Their music gonna supersede everything. And you know, it's been a lot of speculation about with the Drake, you know, featuring SZA. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not really liking it.
I'm not really a fan of that song.
I like the song.
I'm trying to figure out.
I like the song, but I don't feel like it's a rollout song. But also, what I'm saying is just like, and this not being biased, just I feel like Drake is calculated in what he's doing.
Very calculated.
So I don't feel like it's actually slight to feel like, okay, well, this is not the best single. You feel me? But it's time. I'm telling you, it's time.
I'm also upset because it's like if we were finally ever going to get Drake and SZA, I feel like it should have sounded better than this.
You would expect it to.
Think about when we finally heard Chris and Drake were doing a song together.
Yeah.
And we got no guidance. That's exactly like they're supposed to have a song that goes #1 for like 50 weeks. Incredible, 5 minutes long. Be like, it's supposed to be that monumental.
All artists don't.
I feel like this was very downplayed,
all artists don't have
underwhelming.
a certain synergy with each other. That's
True.
just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You have certain artists that just they don't mesh well on a feature. We've had that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this was the. I felt like this was the sin. This wasn't what I wanted it to be. I didn't understand. I mean, he was talking about girls. She was talking about guys. I didn't quite get it. I was like.
And one thing about Drake music that's always still correct is just
it takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time as far as his music. That's why his music could be labeled as timeless because, you know what I'm saying. Once you hear it again later, come on, different essence. Like
that's a fact.
And I was a fan of More Life when it came out, but when I replayed More Life, I'm like, hold up, all right, it's different. His music just hit different in that type. Come on now. Let's talk about it, bro. 70-20. In the NFL game, 70-20.
With 8 minutes left.
With 8 minutes left, Dolphins washed the Denver Broncos.
Bro, their head coach was in the stands at one point during that game.
Come on, bro.
He was really, hey, pick a play, I'll run it.
I don't believe in the mercy rule, but I believe everybody after that game need to be fired, or everybody's job should be in question.
Everybody defensively for sure.
70 points.
70 points is unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
And then you want to sit around and blame Russ. And I get it, Russ hasn't been playing that bad. Well, you look at the game like he threw for 300 yards, one interception, 20 points. Yes, you got to put up more points. But it's like, fam, you gave up 10 yards per play, 700 yards in total offense, 300-yard passing to one QB, 4 touchdowns to that one QB. You gave up 300 yards rushing, 200 yards to one running back. He had 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. You have 157 receiving yards to one. Like
skill position, everybody scored. They got. I ain't gonna lie. They got a track team out there, and I don't even recall. Did Jalen Waddle even play this
No.
Game? And Jalen Waddle didn't even play.
He didn't even play.
Got 100 people.
Sean Payton, you came into the league talking the most trash about some other body's coach. Hey, look, man. You came in the league talking about saying this was the worst coach. Like, listen, only 4 times in 100 years. In 100 years, has 70 points been dropped in a real life football game.
They could have broke the record.
They could have broke the record.
They could have broke a record.
They could have scored more.
That's embarrassing, bro.
That's embarrassing. The head coach, Mike Daniels, was in the stands, bro. At one point in the game, this man was in the stands,
telling the fans to.
He said, "Hey, pick a play. I'll run it."
That's disrespectful. That's sick and disrespectful, bro. So, and then all the other NFL games. Let's talk. I want to talk to you about this, okay? So, you see Travis Kelce. You know what's going on with Taylor Swift.
Shout out to Travis Kelce, man.
Shout out to Travis Kelce. But the talk around town is, did he upgrade or downgrade? You seen his last partner. She was black. You know, black beautiful queen. Okay.
His last 3 products was black. Yeah.
Okay. And then now you got.
I didn't know that though.
You know, he turned to, you know what I'm saying? It was the suave, light skinned, trying to black dude with the beard. Now he sheriff officer. You know what I'm saying?
People look too much into stuff, man.
No. That's what was going on. That's been going on. All right. That's what's going on. Did he upgrade or downgrade?
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. You talking about from a look standpoint, and then he downgraded. And we also don't know the situation between her and Olga. I think old girl wanted like all the money or something like that. I don't know. But if you look at it from a status aspect, because Taylor Swift is not ugly by any means.
Yeah,
she's not ugly. She's not better than looking the other girl, but she's not ugly. But so she's beautiful. She's famous. She's like worth $700 million.
She's a billionaire.
Like, so from that aspect, is it a downgrade? Like,
I agree with you. I feel like status wise, that's an upgrade.
Yeah, and you're not dating somebody ugly with money. You're dating somebody beautiful with ugly.
I would say it's a downgrade, but to everybody else, that's speculation. You know what I'm saying? That is subjective.
And it's like, and even look wise, it's not like you could do worse than Taylor Swift.
Right. Correct.
She's not ugly. You know.
Correct.
She's definitely like you. There are uglier women than Taylor Swift. You know, like so. Yeah, like I don't think it's a downgrade. But shout out to him because he at one point he was feeling like he was shooting his shot and it wasn't getting nowhere.
I mean,
and you know,
look here, you know that'll do it. Taylor Swift popped up. His sales on his jersey went up 400%.
Travis just signed big money too, so it ain't like
and Travis is Travis Kelce, like, but also she just bringing, you know, her fan base is even a different realm. So she bringing her fan base to him.
Now, me personally, I would stay away from Taylor Swift because she has a reputation for dating guys and then breaking up with them, and then she makes hit songs about the breakup and all this other stuff. I personally would not date Taylor Swift.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If I'm Travis Kelce, no matter how it go, it's a win.
Yeah.
No matter how it go, it's a win for real, win-win situation.
And Travis is when you talk about high value male, I think Travis Kelce is a high value guy. He's not a bad looking guy. He's definitely one of the white guys that has swagger. He's not one of them. He's not a square white dude.
Correct.
He's the best in his position. He's one of the top athletes in the field. Decide big money. Mm-hmm. He's the Super Bowl champion 2 times. Just won the ring. Like, so he's definitely
the greatest tight end ever.
Yeah, debated like Travis is doing his thing out here. So like, you know, I just don't like people getting so upset about he's dating a white woman. So what? He can date whoever he wants.
And then that go into a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, like I'm not even gonna get into that conversation. He can date whoever he wants. It's not like just because he stopped dating a black girl and got with a white girl, that does not make him less of a whatever.
A lot of that in our community where, you know what I'm saying, you dating the opposite race. They get on you, but it's a lot of double standards.
Everybody's happy for Cassie for leaving Diddy and having 2 kids with what's his name? And I'm fine with that. Like,
they can choose to move the goalpost. Cause I'm about to say that.
Yeah, like everybody's happy for her.
So
and they should be.
Fair enough. For sure.
Shout out to Travis Kelce.
Shout out to Travis.
Shout out to Travis Kelce. He got to get rid of that mustache though. He's done it. He usually does it every summer. I've seen him do that. Like every summer, he like cuts the beard for the mustache, and then like the beard comes back. I hate it.
What I don't like right now is how you got Oregon colors on. Okay.
Relax.
Relax.
This was not planned.
Yeah, relax. No,
listen, it says Jesus.
Because
this shirt says Jesus loves you.
We can go back, but first, last week we can go back. You was like, they're gonna have a tough time with Oregon. We understand that.
Yeah.
But all right, dude, come on now.
My shirt says Jesus loves you.
Mm-hmm. And it's Oregon.
How can you hate on Jesus loves you?
We're not. I'm just talking about the color. You know what I'm saying?
I thought
we was Team Dion.
We are Team Dion.
We gonna see.
We still Team Dion. Listen, everybody kind of knew that Colorado was gonna have a tough time, especially without Travis Hunter. And you could just watch the game. It was really more of a personnel thing. They just didn't have the personnel to match up with them. No. The transfer portal gonna hit like crack in the 80s next year though.
Yep.
So Dion is right. He's like, hey, you better get me now.
Because the skill players are set on Colorado.
Yeah. He said, you better get me now. This is the worst I'm gonna be.
Fact.
You know.
And they already exceeded expectations.
And I don't like how everybody hating, you know, just waiting for Dion to fail. And it's like, why? Like, why you? And I know why. Correct, we know why. But at the same time, the other reason why, because you know, recruiting against Dion is gonna be tough. Mm-hmm. You know, it's gonna be tough. And I don't like how Oregon been acting. I don't like how they coach been acting. Like, listen, you can say whatever you want to motivate your team. So there's nothing wrong with what he said. They're fighting for clicks. They're fighting that's fine. But don't act like you don't care about clicks. You call them cameras in there. You never called them cameras in there before to make sure that got said. Mm-hmm. You put that 4-minute. I never seen y'all put out weekly 4-minute videos against the other opponent before. Mm-hmm. and you chop it up to make it seem like they said something, y'all ain't saying nothing. Like, so it was about clicks for y'all too. Don't do that. I'm just saying, like,
and when it boils down to is that Deion Sanders Jr. he just better at the social media and marketing than y'all are.
Yeah, like this is a different game.
That's what it really is. Even in a loss, Colorado's still gonna get all the press.
But Prime has been the exact person he's been since he became a coach. He has not acted differently. Mm-hmm. The only difference is between him as a player is that he talks about Jesus more openly than he did, but he's still flashy. He's still confident. He's still in your face and with it. He doesn't talk bad about anybody. Correct. Literally, his players aren't supposed to be talking bad about nobody. It's like even when they lose, he takes his loss like a man. It's what it is, you know. We move on, but it's like, you know, I'm still like, regardless of what that coach said, we still hope they keep the same energy when they play USC and all them other folks. But it's like, listen, ride with Prime regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially next season. I can't wait to see what they do next season.
I think this next game is going to be a very tough matchup. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be.
They've already exceeded expectations, bro. They have. Like, literally.
I feel like they're going to pull it together for sure. Like I told you, I already got them up and winning 8 or 9 games. That's my predictions for real.
Yeah.
You brought this up. So the Bishop Sycamore documentary.
Fam, the Bishop Sycamore documentary is nuts. Because I remember when this news first broke, it was like 2021. It was like they're playing the fake team. Bishop Sycamore, they got adults on their team. They're not a real school. I was like, so the more you delve into the story, I'm like, there has to be a documentary. Like, I need a doc. And then, like, I think a month ago, there was like, it's a doc. I was like, yes. And I watched that joint. Fam, that dude needs his butt. I need to watch the joint he did with Joe Budden. He needs his butt whooped. I'm sorry. I cannot believe. I paused it multiple times in shock. I'm like, bruh, how do you just get away with this? How do you get this many collective stupid people together? The kids are stupid. The parents are dumb. The staff involved was dumb. Like, at some point, there were so many red flags. Somebody had to be like, this ain't right. Let me call my mom and go home. Somebody's parents had to be checking on something. The dude was taking y'all money. Y'all paying for y'all child to go to the school, and y'all weren't checking up to see how the school was going. Like, are you serious?
And like I told you,
you didn't ask nobody how the grades were. Like,
I told you, people get desperate, bro. And
oh my god,
that's a desperate move. That's a desperate move, and I feel like he was more so arrogant because even though he felt like he gave them exposure, but also you put them out there to be embarrassed too, because
to be embarrassed, to be ridiculed, talked about.
They play IMG, you know, one of the best,
to get
the best schools. But also you got other things that factor in, not just the game and the publicity. You got, like you said, you got injury protocol. You got, you know what I'm saying?
People out there tearing their ACLs.
The quarterback got injured. They put the wide receiver in.
Two people tore their ACLs. You got no trainer. And because you're not a school, that means the school's insurance is not going to pay for it. Right. And you got all these kids from these broken homes, from these welfare impoverished homes. Some of them got no homes. So you're lucky if their parents got health insurance. Mm-hmm. So who's going to pay for that surgery that this kid has to have for ACL tear? Then the knee brace he has to have. Mm-hmm. Then the physical therapy he has, like, these things have to be had for ACL tear.
And how he was looking at it like, I'm giving these kids opportunities, but also
they all got taken away.
But also it got taken away. But then to add insult to injury, it's still like you're benefiting and profiting off of this as well too.
You was taking their parents' money, bro. Kids was barely getting any food. He put eviction notices in their name. That ruins their credit. Mm-hmm. Some of them were adults. Like, they're not even here. I'm like, yo, like, he was really, that's nasty work. Like, there's no way.
What's most surprising to me, though, is that a lot of the stuff that he was doing was in the legal grounds.
Cause it's like there's no, like, it's one of those. It's not illegal. It's like illegal to shoot yourself in the foot. But why would you shoot yourself in the foot? Like, who would think to do that? It was one of those type of situations, which is embarrassing for the state of Ohio. Cause it's like,
and then you put yourself out there. Like, it would be another thing if you stayed low with it, but you wanted the exposure.
I could not believe without, like, I knew there was a story behind it.
Everybody wanted the attention,
and I'm like, he did it twice. Cause he had another school that he was doing beforehand. Before that one, the COF.
Hip to that.
And it was like he had the church, he had the people with the church signing insurance policies and all this other stuff. And it's like, then the church probably did the right thing, saying they're not involved. It's like, fam,
and
like,
then it's crazy to be open enough to just be like, oh yeah, well, I technically took the church's money and made my whole scam.
To just be out here and not paying folks, going to, I don't know how people was going for that. There was the person responsible for this credit card is going to come pay us. Like, I'm not taking that as an establishment. Like, no, sir, you got to pay like everybody else. Y'all pay right now, or y'all not playing paintball. They gonna leave your card up and say somebody's coming up, and then they leave and they ain't pay the $800. Like what? Same thing with the hotel. Like he fleeced the hotels.
And honestly,
just not paying.
And honestly, we saying a lot of bad about him. Honestly, but also too, as far as the good. This man was a marketing genius.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
And marketing salesman genius.
I low-key respected it because how he was able to finesse all the
he finessed a whole thing. So it's just like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I look at it like it's definitely wrong in the grand scheme of things. But I do respect the only thing I do respect is just the marketing shit. And then also just how to say.
Then they found out that dude was out there putting hands on his woman.
That's still.
He was out there putting hands on his woman. It's like this dude was a woman beater.
Because you jeopardizing other people's lives.
Yeah, like this dude's he was out here putting hands on his girlfriend and like, oh my gosh, it was just like, this was crazy. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe what I was like, bro. He was just out here fleecing everybody, just lying, just lying to everybody and putting everybody's situations involved and like. With no regard to like their health, like you took like one thing that was said that sat home with me. To be called coach means something, man. Like people put their trust in you, their faith in you. Like it means something when someone calls you their coach, bro. Like, and you abuse that, like completely abused it.
And I've been a part of the situation too. Like speaking in a real world situation, I've been in a part of the situation where I was in AAU and our head coach was scamming money from our funds. And fundraisers. So it's like that. It means something when stuff like that happens because you lose all trust. You feel me? You lose all trust.
You know what I'm saying? Like you are there to empower and help build up young men, and it's just like you out here lying to them. Like you out here lying to them and taking advantage of them. And it's crazy.
As
like
you see it, giving them an opportunity, even though
it's really for you,
right? Even your intentions. At the end of the day, it's still affecting them in a negative light too. Not just no positive light or just being or having exposure, because that was his rebuttal to that. But man, it is what it is, man.
Nah, that was crazy. If you ain't seen the BS High on Max, please,
definitely,
please.
HBO Max,
like I'm gonna watch it again with my parents. I need to sit down and I want them to react because
that documentary, like it was very entertaining, but it was informational as well. Like,
I knew it was gonna be entertaining because I was like, when the story first broke, I was like, man, the doc on this gonna go crazy.
Yeah, correct.
And I was like, bro, what? The final fam, they were in business for 3 years. We just didn't find out till 2021.
Right, correct.
Nobody was graduating. Nobody was saying anything. There's one reporter where kept saying it, like, listen, guys, he's fleecing this. This is not a school. They busted all until they got on ESPN. I'm like,
and guess what? You know how they got on ESPN. Was facing the top ranked football team in the world.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it.
Crazy.
I just couldn't believe it.
Craziness.
I couldn't believe it.
Bro, a couple years back, all right, Squid Game dropped on Netflix. It was a melee. Squid Games was, I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah. I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Squid Games is one of the craziest daggone shows I've ever seen on Netflix. Sure. Just the concept. And the concept, it just scares me. Like certain movies like The Purge and stuff like that can be based on a real or true events, or where you can see people doing that, especially for money. Yeah, bro, Squid Game. So now they dropping the Squid Game challenge coming soon. They're gonna try to make money off of it. It's the challenge this time. So it's gonna be bread on the table. Would you compete?
No, I'm good. Not if you're basing your show off that. No.
Well, is it any money amount? Is it any money amount that will make?
If your show is being based off that show, which people were legit dying, then I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good off of it.
There's no money value for that one.
I'm good off of it.
I'm asking you because people be having a price. Because if you go $1 billion for the challenge, but I could be wrong, but I don't think the challenge is like people actually die.
I would hope not, but I don't like it. I don't like.
You don't even like the concept
because it's like you base it off a show where people die as a penalty.
Facts.
So it's like if you're basing it off of that, I need to assume the worst, and I'm going to assume the worst.
It's so crazy, bro.
Like red light, green light is a kid's game. When I first heard that, if I first hear that as a contestant, I'm like, okay, red light, green light, and then come to find out, I knee buckle a little bit. Nah, I'm good.
Done.
Like what? Like you just changed the entire dynamic of everything that's going on. Then on top of that, I can't even leave. Nah, it's crazy. No, I'm good.
And it was crazy because it was like multiple people at once. It wasn't just like like it was multiple people. You remember when they was trying to draw in the lines? And they was like, bruh, killed him right on spot. I'm like, oh man, was a different type of and that was a different type of show for sure.
Nah, I'm good. If you basing it off of that, I'm straight.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not competing. You put a money value in it, it's gonna stir up a conversation.
I would do something like Total Drama Island.
You gonna stir up a conversation.
I would 100% compete in something like Total Drama Island. My competitive nature would definitely come off for something like that. Yeah,
that was my show.
I'll do that.
I used to like those shows. What's the MTV shows?
The Challenge?
I
didn't watch the Challenge. But
was it the Challenge? It was something before that too.
Fear Factor?
I would never do Fear Factor. Bro, I would never do Fear Factor. Not never.
You don't like heights?
I don't like heights. I don't like rats, roaches, insects, caterpillars. I ain't never eaten none of that. Nah, I'm good. You would never see me on none of them game shows. Ever. Only game show you see me on is something competitive or something. Like competitive. Like I always, when we grew up on, bro, I wish that show was still on. American Gladiator, bro. American Gladiator was that show.
American Gladiator.
And another show that they put on recently on Netflix was the Wipeout.
My daddy watched the Wipeout.
Wipeout used to have me crying laughing.
To this day, I feel like I could clear the big.
Bro, I be thinking that too, but I ain't gonna lie. You know they be throwing people up in there.
That's what I'm saying. To this day, I think I can clear that. Like I think y'all be exaggerating.
They don't put the athletic people in there for a reason.
Yeah, I think I can clear that. I'm just saying.
That's for entertainment. What was the subject you wanted to bring up?
Oh, so I got some.
Let's talk.
I got some little tweet with Patrick Star like this. What's some topics like this that'll have you sitting there like this? You just willing to. So
let's go. I
got some stuff. Let's see if we how we feel. Joker is an okay movie, not great. I agree. I thought you were.
Overhyped.
Really? I thought you were on the side of you really like that movie.
No, I did not. I did not like that movie, and I feel like he's what's it called? Heath Ledger set a certain standard for the Joker, like for recent years, that it can't be. And then it wasn't enough action for me.
Well, my thing was they were trying to create an origin story for a character that doesn't really have the origin story, and it's just like, okay, I would have been fine with that if they didn't try to add the Batman elements to it. Because then that's when it became weird. That's when it became unauthentic, and it was weird for me as a Batman fan. Okay, now I don't like this because you're trying to add some like Bruce. Why is Bruce Wayne? How's Bruce Wayne's dad kind of his dad like that? That's when it became weird. You know,
I didn't.
But yes, it was definitely overhyped, and the second one looks like it's gonna be worse because it's gonna be a musical and Lady Gaga's in it.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'm good. All right, that's next. McDonald's fries with milkshakes is utterly disgusting. What?
That's cap.
What?
That's cap. Because when they do have milkshakes, if they do have milkshakes,
nah, you tweaking.
But the McFlurry,
you tweaking. The fried McFlurry or the milkshake go crazy.
I think that's the best.
Who tweeted this?
I think that's the best thing at McDonald's, bro.
Who tweeted this? Psychic the Bear 1. You tweaking.
I think and I think McDonald's the only thing or the best thing on that menu is either the fries or the milkshake.
I'm a double cheeseburger.
That's gonna be consistently good. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you tweaking. Whoever, because the Psychic Bear, you tweaking.
Don't agree with that.
What's the next joint? Oh, I definitely don't agree with this. Pineapple is the best topping on pizza? Heck no.
Bruh, for those who eat pineapples on pizza, please get checked today.
Heck no.
Something's wrong.
There's something wrong with all of you. No.
Pineapples.
And then the best topping? What?
Mushrooms. Any type of fruit on pizza.
Don't put fruit on my pizza,
come on,
fam.
Cut it out. Any type of fruit on pizza.
I seen somebody make strawberry pizza. I was like, bro, don't put fruit on my pizza.
Yeah, come on now.
Like, you're wilding. That's nasty work. You're wilding. Like, you dragging it. Like, no.
And I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's certain places like and pizza. Like certain and pizza, I'm not gonna put anything on it. But like, I may put shrimp on the pizza. Yeah,
I'll throw shrimp on the pizza.
I know that may sound wild, but I'm just saying, if y'all never tried it, try. But I'm not with the fruit.
I'm not doing fruit and hot cheese. And yes, I will eat apple pie.
Or the tomatoes and stuff.
All the time. I will eat apple pie.
You know what I'm saying?
The best topping on pizza. Heck out of here. Oh, here's a good one. There is nothing wrong with dating your friend's ex. Cap. Yes, there is. That's weird.
That's one of the weirdest, most disrespectful things.
It's just some things you just don't do, bro.
Don't do. That's real. Weird. That's the real guy code. That's weird as I don't know why.
It should be girl code too. It's really like,
and it should be both.
Like
because I feel like that's a rule breaker. That's a friendship breaker. That's everything.
That's weird.
Everything is off the table.
Because you know everything that me and this person have been through.
Yeah, I can never.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and me and them are not on speaking terms or whatever. Why you want to be around that person and do all like?
Weird. And what makes it weirder is that first off, you're my friend, and then you see me in these times with this other person. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like it makes me feel even weirder because now you are around me. I don't even know what your intentions was then.
Yeah, were you looking at her the entire time?
Exactly. So now it made me like I ain't never trust you. I can never really trust
And then it's like we still friends, so it's like we still boys, but now you want to be with her. Like I don't want to be around her. Nah. That was the whole reason why we broke up. Like no, I don't want to be around her.
And it's a difference between somebody that you're in a relationship with or somebody that you met or you know what I'm saying or you're just meeting or and you both like this girl or something. And y'all just meet and y'all haven't even talked yet. That's totally different than somebody.
The only time I can see
somebody in a relationship.
The only time I can see where stuff like this is like acceptable is if like you dated that person in middle school for like a few months and then y'all became adults and then like your friend got with like okay we dated in middle school. I mean, like that's not a huge deal. Like
and also I think it matters a lot. But also I think it matters a lot if y'all that other friend was around during that time.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what just matters to me. I feel like if that other friend is around at some time, it just
yeah. Like but who said this? Aaliyah _Lily. Yeah. I'm good. Like there is. There's something wrong with dating your friend's ex. Absolutely. All right, I got the last one. It's a couple. It's a bunch of these for the last one. Okay. It's a sports one. He had like multiple sports takes. All right, so you can tell this guy's a LeBron fan. So the first one he said, "Finals record is fake news. It's better to lose in the finals than in the first or second round or third round." This is why I don't like people like this because they try to find a way to make losing okay. It's not. Just don't lose at all.
Right, don't lose at all.
Don't lose at all.
The overall objective is to.
It's to win.
That's it.
Like I argue somebody down. I don't know why he wasn't understanding what we were saying. He was saying, so you're saying, because we were saying it would have been better if LeBron had gone 3-0 in the finals or 2-0 in the finals than 4 out of 6. He's like, so you're saying you would rather him not go to the finals and lose and win less? Like, no, we would rather him win. We would rather him win more. Like, we would rather him win more. Like, it's better to win more than lose more. Like, so I don't want to hear that. Yeah.
And before we move on, I'm tired of you Dallas fans. I'm a diehard Washington fan, but guess what? I'm tired of you Dallas fans because at the end of the day, y'all talk all this trash. But guess what? The same thing remains the same.
Yes.
I don't care if you went to the first round, second round in the playoffs, third round.
There are no participation awards.
If you do not win the Super Bowl, it is a participation award. Because you did not win it all. That's the objective.
More victories for minor league coaches.
Facts. Point blank period.
What's the next one?
Which one is that?
This second one. This is just crazy. LeBron didn't choke. He was instructed to throw the 2011 finals. Get out of here.
Who was the 2011 with the Spurs?
The Mavericks. Get the heck out of here. He was instructed to throw it. No, he wasn't. He folded. It's okay.
He folded.
Dirk Nowitzki was going stupid. 27-9.
It happens.
It happens. JJ Barea. Dwayne Wade said it. Listen, we had no answer for Dirk and JJ.
They had a squad. Jason Terry, Sean Marion.
They was all old as Dirk. But to be honest, Miami should have won, if we're being honest. But I knew.
I mean, yeah, they should have.
I knew Dallas was going to win when they swept the Lakers. And the Lakers were back-to-back champions. And the fourth game, they blew them out by 40. That's what I knew.
But Dirk was talking about.
Dirk was going 27-9.
Talking about him being sick. You remember that? They was talking crazy.
He gave them 27-9 every night. That was crazy.
That's still one of my favorite finals.
But yeah, I don't know who's this. Can he live? No. LeBron choked, and it's fine. Like, cause he came back the next year and made up for it. So it's all good.
I mean, and guess what?
Steph Curry has never finished a season as the best player in the world.
Steph Curry has been the best player in the world for
multiple times
and multiple years.
Multiple times.
I'm tired of Curry hate.
Yeah, like he has.
No Curry hate in the chat.
He is 100% finished as the best player in the world multiple times.
This man is debatably a top 5 all-time player. Debatably. I don't even care where you put him. This man, Mount Rushmore.
He's 100%.
Changed the game.
100% done that.
Tired of that. Come on.
What's the next one he said? Pat Mahomes is better than Tom Brady at football?
Can't say that.
I can't.
And then Patrick Mahomes, his career is not done yet. We don't know if he's going to ever reach 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah, like I don't
actually win 7 Super Bowls.
Do they mean like ability wise?
The person that can do it is Pat Mahomes. If it's anybody that can do it, but that's to be seen. I don't even think that's.
Are they talking about talent wise?
And talent wise, yes, it's Mahomes, but still Brady is still.
To say that he's better at football than Tom Brady is a little far fetched.
I wouldn't say that. Can't say that.
Quarterback has become the most overrated position in the world of sports. No, it hasn't. You know how valuable a quarterback is?
Quarterback and cornerback are the toughest.
There are two positions. That position, like you need that. Like if you don't have a good quarterback, it will only take you so far. Mm-hmm. Like literally.
Sure.
Well, look at the 49ers. The 49ers got as far as they could get, but they couldn't get over the hump because they didn't have a quarterback. Sure. A solid QB every time. That was their downfall.
And now Purdy getting that. Purdy
going crazy.
I think they got the quarterback now.
Crazy. Purdy going crazy. You think about that 06 Bears team with the elite defense. Like Rex Grossman was their quarterback. Like
right.
And Devin Hester was the only known person on that offense. But they lost to who? Peyton Manning.
But to that point, that's
his offense
in football where defense could really win championships. Now
it couldn't be Peyton Manning.
Now it's offensive driven now, bro. It's
the quarterback position is definitely not overrated. Like you need it. Yeah. Last one. His last one was the 2022 Eagles were the most flawless NFL roster of this century.
See, that's what people force it. They did have a great roster
of this century.
People force it, bro. You know how many great teams we done had in the last 5, 10, and 15, 20 years. Like it's so many great teams we can name, even from the 2000s to now. Especially that 01 Ravens team.
Yeah,
is debatably one of the greatest bar none. Then it's come on now.
Jimmy Butler calls for NBA to investigate the Bucks for tampering at sports. What? Jimmy Butler's a hater. He just mad because the Heat didn't get Dame. What?
Dame and Giannis is about to be crazy.
They calling them freak time. We're not doing that. We're not calling Dame and Giannis free time. We're not doing that.
That's pause.
Yes, we're not doing that. Well, Jimmy Butler's hating. What do you mean you calling for the league to investigate? Like what? Because y'all didn't get him? Because Pat Riley didn't call Portland back to make the trade? Like, come on, yo. Whatever.
Yeah, we just talked about that. That wasn't.
Like, we're not doing that.
It wasn't going to be a good trade anyway.
It wasn't. All right, the last thing, because I got to get this off my chest. I made a TikTok to it, and people are upset about it. Mm-hmm. So, this girl did somebody asked her on the street. First of all, if I ever see a dude come up to me with a microphone on the street, I'm running the other way. Like, I want no parts. It never ends well. Especially if I'm with somebody. It never ends well. So, he asked her, what's your most controversial sports take? She was like, I think if LeBron came first, there would be no debate on who's the best. And everybody's acting like, oh my God, this is such a revolutionary take. And I'm like, it's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard. So I'm like, let me get this straight. Let's just forget who you think is better, right? Right. Let's just stick with what she just said. There will be no argument who's better. So I don't want to speculate over who would do what in what era. Let's just say they had the exact same careers. Mm-hmm. So we watched LeBron first for 20 years do exactly what he has done, every accolade. And you're telling me that if Michael Jordan came into the league and won one more MVP than him, one more Defensive Player of the Year than him, 4 more first-team All-Defenses than him, 9 more scoring titles than him, mm-hmm. 2 more championships than him, 2 more Finals MVPs, and 3 more Steals championships, you're telling me we wouldn't even debate it? You're telling me we wouldn't even be like, no, this guy's not better. Like, you're telling me if he came through the league and just casually started beating LeBron and all these different accolades, we wouldn't even argue it? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
And then, like what you just said, Jordan, as far as stats-wise, still debatably.
If he came through and averaged more points than him and everyone else in league history, and let's see, like, you're telling me we wouldn't argue it? He just casually came through and had the highest points per game in career, in regular season, and playoffs in NBA history. I feel like he just beat LeBron in almost every major category. We just wouldn't argue it.
I feel like that's the most gas conversation.
That's what I was like. And then I feel like forget who you think is better. To say that we wouldn't even argue it is dumb. Yes, we would. We're still arguing it. Correct. The fact that we're still arguing is proof that we were arguing. Like, that's what I was like. I just didn't like how everyone had this. Everyone thought that was such a revolutionary take. I'm like, fam.
I just get mad. You know what I get mad? I get mad that even though how great LeBron is, he skips over a lot.
Yeah, I don't
even debate
I don't think the Kobe should be skipped out of this conversation.
If we idolize Kobe and think he is the same type of player or the same player as Michael with the same accolades,
my logic has always been this.
My logic has always been
Mike is 1. What's the closest number to 1?
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't get that. I don't understand.
That's always been my logic.
For real. But
it's like, yeah, I just had to get it off my chest because it's like to say that we would never even debate it. That's a trash take. That's like saying like Mike didn't have his career was like, whatever. His career wasn't. Correct. It wasn't because when Mike came through, it wasn't even a debate anymore. That Kareem was not the greatest player of all time. They 100% said it was Mike. Mm-hmm. For 20 years, we have debated whether or not it's still Mike.
Right. Correct.
Like no one has come through and just watched him out the way like he did with Kareem. His career still holds up against multiple different great guys. Right. Kobe, Magic, Bron, Steph Curry. Like it's like it's still like he still holds the test of time as debatably the greatest player of all time. So to say that if just because one guy came first, we wouldn't debate it. You're telling me if Mike three-peated twice, if we watched that, you're telling me we wouldn't debate it?
No way.
Like, forget who you think is better. To say that we wouldn't even debate it is crazy.
If we seen that in this time.
If we saw that in this era, we would 100% debate it. Like, yes, we would.
Definitely go.
Like, I didn't like that. I had to get that off. Because, like, come on now. To say that we wouldn't debate it is crazy.
Greatness.
Pure greatness.
Hey, you already know, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Hey, I'm gonna go for Colorado. We ride with Deion till the wheels fall off, man. We gonna wish you luck because you got the Heisman going into both.
Shout out to Caleb Williams, he's from the DMV.
Caleb, yeah, because he is from DMV. But got Colorado, we gonna see. All right, we gonna see. You already know Faison You podcast, man. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We out of here.